entire Dashama Skanda, the 10th Skanda of the Bhagavatam is filled with stories of Krishna Leelas. But the 12th Skanda, the 11th Skanda of Bhagavatam, Mukti Skandam, Ekadasham, Uddhava Gita, the teachings of Krishna to Uddhava. The Leelas of Krishna and the Upadesha of Krishna. Swami would say that the career span of an avatar is divided up into phases. First, there is the Bala stage, the childhood stage, with its own associated actions, activities, giving joy to the parents, to the family. Then comes the Leela stage, where Bhagavan's various Leela sports are shown, displayed to a wider audience, a greater community. Then comes the Mahima stage, where the glory of the avatar spreads everywhere. Everybody comes to know about the avatar. Then finally comes the most important stage of the avatar's career, Upadesha stage. Because ultimately, the descent of God happens for the ascent of man. Bhagavan, who is essentially formless, nameless, attributeless, embodies himself into a form with a name and attributes so that he may engage with us, relate to us and elevate us to the same state as he originally is in, that nameless, formless, attributeless state of pure bliss. From Nirakara to Narakara, so that once again from Narakara we may also go to Nirakara. From the divine to the human, so that the human may become divine. And how is that to be done? There are only two ways in which it is done. One, through that intense love that is generated for him by listening to his leelas, his stories, his name, singing his glories, etc., gives rise to prema, bhava balam. The bhava balam, the strength of bhava that we spoke about. Using that with the upadesha of the Lord as the directing guidelines, we then reach that bhavanatita sadbhava, the state of jnana. Ultimately, jnana is the goal that Bhagavan also wants for us. Even if you say, I do not want jnana, I only want to serve God, even if you say that, the Lord will tell you, I am best served by you attaining jnana. I am better served if you attain jnana. So ultimately, getting this truth is the greatest service that one can do to Bhagavan. As much as all that we want to do is only serve, realizing this truth of our own reality is the greatest service that we can render to the Lord. People come and ask me, you've done so much. The last 7 days, you've poured so much grace, so much wisdom, so much nectar. How can we repay? They come and ask. No repayment is required. The best repayment is to put it all into practice and realize the truth. That is the greatest gift you can bear and bring me. All the other gifts are ephemeral, transitory, transient, whatever else it is that you may give. How long will that last? And if you transform yourself based upon these teachings, then that is the eternal, long-lasting dakshina or gift that you can really give me, isn't it? Because I am not doing this to get something from you. This is my form of serving him. So how can you repay me for what I have done? I do not want anything from you. The only way in which you can do is further my mission of serving him. If you contribute towards my task of serving him, then you have also helped me. So what is this task of serving him? Letting these truths reach you so that you absorb those truths, you internalize that, you practice that, you live that, then that is giving the greatest benefit it can to my service, to my Guru. Yatharthama cholala, we are not just saying it because, oh, it sounds nice. It is the truth. Because no matter what you give to me, honest, blunt truth, I don't care for it. I couldn't care less. Give yourself to me, different story. Give yourself to me. How will you give yourself to me? You have to learn how to do that, Leah. Adhikata Upadesham helps. That is where the teaching helps. Use that teaching and learn to hand yourself over to the Lord. So the Upadesha becomes the most important thing. That alone ultimately leads us to mukti. But without this bhakti, that yukti, that jnana also cannot dawn in us. Adhanala bhakti is essential. After having lived a long life upon the earth for nearly 126 years, 120 odd years, Bhagavan decided that it was time for him to finish Krishnavataram, become Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and move along. Adhanala that he made all the requisite arrangements for it. What were the arrangements that Bhagavan did? Very unique to Bhagavan. He made the Yadavas, his own kinsmen, clansmen, misbehave with the Rishi, and the Rishi cursed the Yadavas to say, you will all die, the entire Yadava clan will perish. The Shapa cannot touch anybody. Bhagavan is protecting them, but Bhagavan wanted to put an end to the Yadava clan itself. Adanala, through internecine fighting, each brothers fought brothers and killed them. Krishna's family ultimately perished with brothers fighting each other, fathers killing the sons, sons killing the fathers. Bhagavan did not care about anything, he just sat and watched the whole thing. Chumma bhartar allati. But having seen everything, Bhagavan called Uddhava. Uddhavana Guptar. Uddhava, the time has come. Uddhava also said, yes, Bhagavane, I can see that the time has come. You are ready to quit this world. You have done everything that you need to do. Avataram is finished. Anal, Bhagavane, take me also with you. Wherever you are going, you take me with you. Because I cannot live here without you. Yana, all my life I have spent only with you. Shayya sanatana sthana snana kridadishu katam tvam priyamatmanam vayam bhaktastyaje. I have been with you all the time, while lying down, while eating, while walking, while standing, while bathing, while playing. In all those things I have associated my life with you. Without you, how can I live? If you say, no, I have to do sadhana to get over Maya, I still have to do work, I will not accept that. Yenna. Tvayopabhukta sragganda vasa vaso lankara charchitaha uchishta bhojano dasaha tava mayam jayemahi. We will certainly, people like us, we will conquer your Maya. There is no doubt about it. Your Maya, na Priya Maya. Bhagavan became a little bit miffed about it, because very proudly he told Arjuna, Mama Maya Duratyaya. My Maya is difficult to cross. Bhagavan declared to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Uddhava enna solranna, Tava Mayam Jayemahi. We will conquer your Maya very easily. How will you conquer my Maya easily? Uddhava says, Tvayopabhukta Srag Gandha Vasa Alankara Uchishta Bhojinaha Dasaha Vayam. Who are we? We are your slaves. I am your slave. What does it mean to be a slave? I have only ever enjoyed what you have enjoyed and left over for me. The garland you wore and discarded, I wore. The fragrances that you wore and discarded, I wore. The garments that you wore and discarded, I put on. The ornaments that you discarded and threw away, I put on. The food that you left in your plate, I ate. I never bought anything for myself because I never had any desire for myself. If Krishna was eating rice and dal, Uddhava did not order pizza sitting next to him. Uddhava also ate rice and dal. If Krishna ordered pizza, Uddhava did not say, I have a stomach upset, I will eat rice and dal. He also ate pizza. His likes and dislikes were not there in the picture at all. What do you want? I want the same thing. You don't want? I also don't want. What, don't you like it? No, I don't like it. But yesterday you liked it. That's because you liked it yesterday. I also liked it yesterday. Today you don't like it. I also don't like it. Yeah, why should I have a life of my own? This is the main. Who is Uddhava? What is Uddhava's characteristic? Now, Uddhava did not have a life of his own. People might tell him, go get a life. And I have a life. Already I have a life. Krishna is my life. I am Pranam Krishna. Krishna is my very life. Krishna is my life breath. I have no life other than Krishna. எனக்குன்னு தனியா ஒரு பிடிப்பு வெறுப்பெல்லாம் கிடையாது. So because of living my life like that, I know I will attain you. Therefore, I don't want to stay here. நான் வரேனே, உன்னோடே வந்துடுறேனே, I'll come with you. சொன்னோடனே பகவான் said, இல்லப்பா உத்தவா, I don't want you to come with me, I want you to stay here. I want you to stay here. Stay on this earth for a while more. Why, Krishna? Why should I stay now? Bhagavan says, as soon as I ascend, Kali will start. The moment I ascend, Kali will start. And when Kali starts, the effect of Kali will start spreading everywhere. I need a few people like you, a few good men. Somebody like you I need to hold the fort. Harad otarvanu enakku. Adanal I am appointed you. You go to Badrikashrama. Tvam tu sarvam parityajya sneham swajana bandhushu maya veshya manas samyak samadrik vicharasvaga. You give up everything. Tvam tu sarvam parityajya, give up everything. All the affection that you have, the attachment that you have to your family, to your relatives, to your friends. Uddhava sonna, what attachment, what family, what friends? Nee othanda friend family alla. You are the only friend family for me. What family friend? Adum correct da. Seri po. Maya veshya mana, place your mind on me. Uddhava sonna, where has my mind ever gone other than you? Adum seri da. Samyak samadrik, see everything equally, vicharasvagam, wander around everywhere. Go everywhere with just holding your mind in me. You will attain me. Bhagavan cholla. Uddhava did not want to immediately leave. Bhagavan cholla, mudiju to kalambu na, Uddhava did not want to go. As much time as I can spend with Bhagavan. Bhagavan edha chollungode. Say something, give me some teachings, instruct me on the truth. I don't know how to abandon this world. You are simply saying, give up all attachments to the world. How will I leave all the attachments? I am so attached to everything. I don't have any bhakti towards you. How will I accomplish all this? Soham mamahamiti moodamathir vigadastvatmayaya virachita atmani sanubande Tatvanjasa nigaditam bhavata yatha samsadayami bhagavan anushadi bhrityam. Uddhava had a cleverness. Uddhava Bodhisattva Maha. Uddhava was very clever. Previously what he said was, I will conquer your Maya very easily, so take me with you, Nana. Now that Krishna says you have to stay here, Uddhava knows he has to stay. Since you can conquer Maya, go away. Uddhava said, I am ignorant, I am bound to ideas of I and mine, I am caught up in this world. How will I put into practice what you have said so easily? Please teach me, Bhagavan. I can spend some time with you. Sharina Bhagavan, Bhagavan immediately started in a very unique way. Bhagavan said, for those who have got discrimination awakened like you, you don't need any teacher. Nature itself is your teacher. World itself is teaching you all the time. He recounts an old story of their ancestor king Yadu encountering an Avadhuta, a wandering sage. The sage was very happy, living very happily with no care. The king went to him and said, how is it that you are living so happily? Teach me the truth. Appo the Avaduta said, there was nobody to teach me, I learned from all nature. I have got 24 gurus, I learned from them. How can one man have 24 gurus? Who are your 24 gurus? He says the earth, air, sky, water, fire, sun, moon, the dove, a python, the ocean, the river, a moth, honeybee, elephant, the bee, the deer, fish, Pingalan or courtesan, a bird of prey called osprey, a young woman, an arrowsmith, a snake, a spider, a wasp. These all taught me, I learned lessons from them. Abhijali explains how each of them taught a lesson. In Narrates, we have discussed the 24 gurus of the Avadhuta. From each one he learned something, children. I learned the lesson from earth that no matter what, you remain true to your nature. Even though people attack the earth and dig and so on, earth remains true to its nature. Like that, if you have got a chosen path, even when attacked by your own tendencies or due to prarabdha by others, you should not sway from your path. This I learned from the earth. Further, I learned from the earth and the expansions of the earth, such as trees, etc., that one should live unselfishly, not for oneself. Give and live. Give and live. I learned from the sky how no matter how many clouds come, no matter how many storms come, the sky remains unaffected, like that to remain unaffected in this life. I learned from the wind that the wind will carry a foul smell or a pleasant smell, but the wind itself is unaffected by it. Like that, no matter what experiences come to me in my life, I should remain unaffected. What did I learn? Each one he gives an example, like the fire. I learned how the fire consumes everything, leaves nothing behind. Like that, no matter what experiences one has, one should finish everything, one should consume everything, be unaffected by it all. He gives various examples. Or bird, he saw a bird. That bird was being chased by several crows. No matter where that bird flew, like a hawk it was, several crows were chasing it. He wondered why they were chasing, to see that bird had a piece of meat in its talons. Holding that piece of meat, it was flying, so all the other birds were trying to get that piece of meat from it. And so it was being harassed by birds on all sides. When it let go of that meat, the birds flew away towards that meat, and this hawk was free now. So from that I learnt that if we are holding on to things, we will be assailed on all sides with troubles. When we let go, we are free. I learned that lesson. There was an arrow maker who was making arrows. A king's procession happened to pass by. After the procession has passed by, the Avaduta went and asked him, this Avaduta asked the arrow maker, who just went? He was busy making his arrows. He looked up, who? I don't know. I didn't notice him. Did somebody go this way? Pata, an entire royal procession has gone with instruments and loud proclamations and elephants and horses and so on. But his concentration in the work that he was doing was so much that nothing registered in him. So I learned that one must have that kind of concentration. He had gone and sat in somebody's place opposite a house. There was a young girl in that house. Suddenly, the unmarried young girl, her parents had gone out somewhere. An alliance was being fixed for this girl's marriage. At the time, suddenly, unannounced, the future in-laws arrived in the house in search of the parents. So she said, oh, my parents are not here, you please sit down. I will quickly make some food and give you. She went to the back to make some food. To see there was nothing ready made, so she had to make some flour first, then to make chapatis with. She quickly gathered together all the thing and she started pounding it to make the flour. Her several bangles she had, those bangles were making noise as she was hitting. She thought to herself, if they hear this noise of the bangles, they will realize I am busy working, that nothing is ready in the house. They may get a bad impression about our house. She removed all the bangles. She left only one bangle in each hand and did, so no sound came. Looking at her, I realized when people get together, there is always conflict. If you do not want conflict, live alone. Live alone. Ekantama irundha, there is no clash with anybody. There is no conflict with anybody. So too many people live together, enna agum, a conversation will happen. Vera onnum illa. The kalagalappu irukke, na kalagalana patient nu solluvaanga illiyo. The kalagalappu. When this apra enna agum, kalagam agum. Kaila vada irukum, kalagalana satta varum, apra kalagam vandrum illaya. When a lot of people get together, even yesterday I spoke about it. When so many people get together, what will you all do? Speak. When you speak, what will happen? Slowly as you speak, no matter what topic you begin with, ultimately you will be drawn to speaking about others. Anyasya gunadoshana chintanam ashumuktuvanu madaliye channo. In Bhagavata Mahatmyam, do not talk about others. Neither their merits nor their defects. Do not talk about others. Gokarna tells Atmadeva, if you want happiness, don't talk about others. Holy Mother Sharada Devi would say, if you want to realize the truth, then stop finding fault with others. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's wife should say that. What is our gain? What is our loss in discussing other people? Go within, talk to Bhagavan. Apart from that, don't talk to anybody, especially about anybody. Anyasya gunadoshana chintanam ashumuktva. Adanala, I decided that I should also not mix with everybody, travel alone, conversing with none. Vase bahunam kalaho bhaved varta dvayorapi. Even if two people are there, they will talk. Ekayeva charet tasmat. Walk alone. Kumarya iva kankanaha. So many different gurus teach him so many different lessons. I learnt all these initially in the Kathaya Bhagavan narrates to Uddhava. Uddhava asks Bhagavan several questions. Each one leads up to the other. Bhagavan gives some instruction, he asks some questions. Otherwise, this conversation goes on like this. Today I wanted to pick two particular chapters from the Uddhava Gita and discuss that only, because there are plenty of chapters here, but with the amount of time that we have, I thought we will discuss these two chapters. Bhagavan says to Uddhava, Prayena bhakti yogena satsangena vinodbhava nopayo vidyate sangraya prayanam hi satamaham ataitad paramam guhyam shrinvato yadunandana Sagopyam api vakshyami tvamme bhritya suhrut sakha. Uddhava, I am going to tell you something that is a very profound and secretive topic. Listen to it attentively. I am telling you this because tvamme bhrityaha, you are my servant, suhrut, my beloved, sakha, friend. You are all of this rolled into one. Adanala I am telling you this truth. Bhagavan gives an introduction to this truth. First, you listen to it carefully because this is a very secretive thing, confidential thing. Gopyam api. Even though it is confidential, I will tell it to you because you are very dear to me, you are very close to me. You are my friend, you are my servant, you are my beloved. Adanal I will tell you. What is it? Na rodayati mam yogo, na sankyam dharma yevacha, na swadhyayas tapastyago, neshta purtam na dakshina. Vratani yajna chandamsi tirtani niyama yamaha yatavarunde satsangaha sarvasangapaho himam satsangena hi daiteya yatu dhana mrigaha kagaha gandharva apsaraso nagaha siddhascharana guhyakaha vidyadara manushyeshu Vaishyaha Shudraha Striyontyjaha Rajastama Prakrityaha Tasmin Yuge Anaga Bahavo Matpadam Praptaha Tvashtra Kaya Davadayaha Vrishaparva Balirbano Mayaschata Vibhishanaha Sugrivo Hanuman Riksho Gajo Gridro Vanikpataha Vyadaha Kubja Vraje Gopyo Yajnapatnistata pare. Bhagavan ye children, Bhagavan recounts Bhagavatam for us here. Bhagavan says, this is the secret I want to tell you. Na rodayati. No rodayati appadina does not bring under control. What? Me. I am not brought under control by yoga, sankhya, dharma, swadhyaya, study of the Vedas, tapas, penance, tyaga, renunciation, ishtapurta, social welfare schemes, social service, dakshina, charity, vratani, all kinds of religious observances, yajnaha, sacrifices, chandamsi, the Vedas, tirthani, going to several holy kshetras, pilgrimage spots, niyamaha, following the instructions of dharmic life, yamaha, following the small minor instructions and the major instructions. None of these bring me under the control of a person as much as association with my devotees which will get rid of all other attachments. Nothing more than satsangam. Satsanga alone can please me, so much so that I will willingly come and become yours. Nothing can please me that much. Not yajna, not yaga, not tapas, not niyama, not vrata, not dharma, not yoga, not sankhya, not ishta, not purti. Satsanga alone can bring me. By association with my devotees, be they demons, animals, birds, gandharvas, apsaras, snakes, siddhas, charanas, yakshas, vidyadharas, and amongst human beings, be they brahmanas or kshatriyas, vaishyas or shudras, women or barbarian brutes, those who are caught up in rajoguna and tamoguna, even they can attain me as long as they have got satsangam. Bhagavan doesn't simply make the statement, he immediately substantiates it with a lot of examples. He says, like this, you know who all attained me? Tuashtra Vritrasura, Kayadaya Prahlada, Vrishaparva, Bali, Banasura, Maya, Vibhishana, Sugriva, Hanuman, Jambavan, Gajendra, Jatayu, Dharmavyada, the butcher, Kubja, the Trivikra, the lady with the three bends who came and gave perfume to Krishna, the gopis of Vrindavan, the wives of the Brahmanas, all of these people have attained me only through this bhakti, through satsanga. Kevalena hibhavena gopyo gavo naga mrigaha yenye muda diyo nagaha siddhamam iyuranjasa. Only through bhakti generated through satsanga have all of these gopis attained me also. Therefore, to reach me, don't waste your time in yoga, sankhya, etc. Don't waste your time in dana, vrata, tapo, advare, etc. Simply, what should you do instead now? Seek the company of my devotees. Listen again and again to the stories and my glories. Develop prema in your heart. This is the easiest and the best way to attain. Bhagavan says, Uddhava, you know, when Akrura brought me from Vrindavan to Mathura, from Vraja, when he brought me to Mathura, at that time the Gopikas, who had such intense love and attachment for me, Vigada bhavena name viyoga tivra adhaya anyam didrishu sukhaya. They reached such a state of intensity that when they were away from me, nothing could make them happy. Bhagavan Pirummiya Cholrana. Bhagavan feels very proud of saying that the Gopikas reached such a state when they were away from me that nothing could make them happy. The fact that they were miserable gives great joy to him. Yenna, because you want the Lord, you cry for a while, you don't get him. What do? You amuse yourself with other things. Isn't it? If you are going to do that, you cannot be a Gopika, you are a Shurpanakha. You are not a Gopika, you are a Shurpanaka. Yenna. Shurpanaka came and said, I like you very much, I want to marry you, Raman. Sorry, I can't marry you. You ask Lakshmana, okay, Lakshmana, I like you, I want to marry you. How many of us are Shurpanakas? How many of us are Shurpanakas? What happened to Shurpanaka? Nose was cut. Adha. We are also like Shurpanakas only. Ayo Swami, I want you. But I also want other things. If I can't have you, I will amuse myself with other things. We are also having Shurpanaka Bhava only. Throughout the Bhagavatam, one truth comes back again and again. No matter what Bhava you have towards Bhagavan, it is accepted. But did not Shurpanaka also have Bhava towards Rama? Why was Shurpanaka rejected now? Shurpanaka's Bhava for Rama was not exclusive. If Rama was not there, I will have Lakshmana. If Lakshmana was not there, I will have somebody else. Exclusive Rama Bhava illiye. Gopikas were not like that. Okay, Krishna is not there, we will have somebody else in Nana. Illiye. Krishna dane avalukku. Bhavar Bhaktas na. Prahlada, how is Prahlada now? Only Bhagavan alone mattered to him. Bhagavan is not there, okay, I will deal with somebody else in illiye. If I have him, I will have him. If I cannot have him, I will be miserable. This is called bhakti. This alone can be called bhakti. Tad vismarane parama vyakulata iti. Abdina Narada describes in Bhakti Sutras, if you cannot feel intense agony and anguish in not having contact with him, then you are not a devotee. You are not a devotee. Ice cream. Yesterday we all ate ice cream. As you ate ice cream, were you not happy? Were you happy or not? You were happy when you ate ice cream. Now you are not having ice cream today. Are you crying? Oh, ice cream, chalo liya. You are not screaming for ice cream, no? You enjoyed ice cream, but you are not missing it. You enjoy God, but you are not missing Him. You enjoy Bhagavatam, but when Bhagavatam gets over, you will not miss it. You will carry on with your lives. That is Shurpanaka Bhava, not Gopika Bhava. And then Bhagavan specifically recounts this and says, Ramena Sardam Mathuram Pranite Shvafalikana Maya Anurakta Chittaha Vigada Bhavena Name Viyoga Tivra Dhayonyam Didrishu Sukhaya. That thing could make them happy when they were taken away from. Until you went and gave my message to them, they were sad. Nothing could make them happy. The only reason they became happy is because I told them to be happy, I sent a message, therefore they became happy. Otherwise they would not have been miserable. In children, just as names and forms are lost, Ta navidal mai anushangabadha diyaha swatmanam adastatedam yata samadhau munayobditoye nadhya pravishta iva nama rupe. Bhagavan is paraphrasing an Upanishadic mantra here. Yata nadhya sandhyamanaha astangachanti sagare Namarupam vihaya tato vidvan appadinu Upanishadic mantra irukku. The mantra says, just as the rivers go and merge into the ocean, giving up their names and forms, like that, the Jnani loses his name and form and becomes one with the Brahman. Appadinu Upanishadic declaration is there. Bhagavan is quoting that with respect to Gopikas. Bhagavan is saying, just as the Jnanis lose their names and forms in Samadhi, like a river merging into the ocean, like that, my Gopikas lost in me their separate existence. Swamatmanam adatata idam. They lost their own identity, they lost their separate existence in me. Tannizhappu. That's our theme. Tannizhappai ennakatru sadhippannu sonna. தன்னை அழித்தெழுந்த தன்மையானந்தருக்கு என்னை உளதொன்று இயற்றுதற்குன்னா. Losing that identity, Bhagavan, final teaching to Uddhavala, Bhagavan holds Gopikas as the example and he says, they lost their identity in me. Like rishis of Samadhi. Adinala, Uddhava, what is necessary? And the satsangam is necessary. Satsanga that can give rise to this kind of prema is necessary. Prema is necessary. Bhagavan Chona. Uddhava said, Krishna, you always speak two things. On the one hand, samshayaha shrunvato vacham tava yogeshwareshwara. Na nivartata atmasto yena brahm yati me manaham. The mind gets bewildered when you speak like this. What should I do? On the one hand, you say do dharma. On the other hand, you say abandon dharma, love me. What should I do? You are saying love, love me. Idor bhavatala love me. Gopika's example. What should I do? Bhagavan Channa, hey, everything is me. If you realize that, everything is done. All you have to do is realize everything is me. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your hands, your legs, your organs of excretion, evacuation, your tongue, your thoughts, your mind, your buddhi, your chitta, your antakaranas, everything is me. Entire universe is me. If you understand this, everything is done. How to understand that? Now, Bhagavan Chalran, Yevam Guru Upasanaya Eka Bhaktya Vidya Kutarena Shitena Dhiraha Vivritcha Jivashaya Apramattaha Sampadya Cha Atma Mata Tyajastram. He says, how do you develop that state? Through one-pointed service, through one-pointed devotion gained through service of the Guru. Guru Upasanaya Eka Bhaktya. One-pointed service to the Guru gives rise to that kind of prema bhava bhakti in our hearts. Through that bhakti, Vidya Kutarena, with the axe called knowledge, cut the eye, that feeling of ego in you, which is nothing but the prison house of the jiva, and attain to the Supreme. After that, you can discard even that weapon. You don't need that axe anymore. But until you attain it, what should you do? Seek the Guru, serve the Guru in such a way that this pure bhakti starts to be generated in your heart. Once that is there, with that power of that bhakti, with the weapon of wisdom, cut this feeling of I, the separate existence, get rid of it, and then throw that weapon also and remain happy. This is what you have got to do. Uddhava said, you are saying that is all, it is so hard. We all also know that the pursuit of the objects of this world leads us to all kinds of dangers, all kinds of disasters, unhappiness. Yet like dogs and donkeys, why is it that we all still follow only that? Tatapi bhunjate Krishna tat katam shva kaga rajavat. Shva kaga khara ajavat nu kekana. Shvaha na dogs, khara na donkeys, aja na goat. How are we living our lives? We also know that what we are doing is going to bring us pain only. We are following the pleasures of the world, pursuits of the world, living our lives with ahankara. We also are well aware that doing that is only going to give misery to us. But like donkeys and dogs and goats, which know no better, we are still following the same thing. Why do we do this? Appadinu Uddhava kekka, Bhagavan says to him, the whole cause for that is aham iti anyata buddhihi pramattasya yata hridi utsarpati rajogoram tato vaikarikam manaha. Aham iti anyatha buddhi. This knowledge, this false illusion that I am a separate individual entity is what is giving rise to all of this. After that, sattva, raja, tamo gunas come, and when he is caught up in rajo and tamo gunas, he becomes all agitated. Then he becomes a slave to his senses. Then without any self-control, he goes and falls into ruin. In this context, I will tell you a story. And then Bhagavan starts in a story. Now, once Sanat Kumaras, the four sages that we spoke about, wanted to draw their minds away from all the objects of the world and wholly concentrated on me. Seeing their bhakti, I decided to give upadesha to them. That upadesha I will tell you now. When did this happen? How did this happen? Tell me, Krishna. Uddhava asked. Bhagavan starts. Once, the Sanakadis, these four Sanat Kumaras, went to Brahmaloka. And they were discussing with Brahma about this Adhyatma Vidya, the supreme truth. They were asking some questions about subtle aspects of this path, of this truth. The question they asked were, the mind, guneshu avishate chetaha, gunas chetasi cha prabhu, katham anyonya santyagaha mumukshoho atititirshoho. The mind, drawn by desires, engages itself with the sense objects. And the sense objects, because of the interaction with the mind, enter into the mind in the form of vasanas, which then causes the mind to once again engage with sense objects, which then once again get into the mind in the form of vasanas. How can a sadhaka, mumukshu, how can one who wants moksha hope to separate these two and attain that state? Then a problem. We start thinking about things, they enter into us. Once they have entered into us, they have now made themselves permanent there to trigger, again and again trigger us, and we will keep thinking about it. The more we think about it, the more it gets inside. Endless or ping pong is going on. How to stop this? For Brahma himself did not answer immediately. He could not answer. He considered the question and then decided to pray to me. Then he asked me to come and clarify the doubts of the Sanat Kumaras. So I appeared in front of them. Haham hamsa rupena sa sakashamaganam tata. I came in the form of a swan. I took the form of a holy swan, Hamsa, Paramahamsa, and came and positioned myself in front of the Sanat Kumaras and Brahma. But when I suddenly came in this form, they all came to me and said, Ko Bhavan, who are you? They asked me. Who are you? What I said to them, now I'll tell you, you learn from me. Bhagavan showed. I said to them, what is this question you're asking me? In what way is it relevant? Okay, Vastuno yadi ananatve atmanah prashna idrishaha katham gatetavo vipra vakturva meka ashrayaha. You're asking me who I am. If the answer to that question is I am the Atma, then the question is not valid because there are not many Atmas, there is only one Atma. So who are you is no use. The question is irrelevant because Atma, there is only one Atma, there are not many Atmas. Therefore, there are no separate special Atmas to distinguish. So if your question relates to the Atma, then it is entirely irrelevant. You understand? Who are you? If there are many Atmas, we can say, who are you? Meaning, which Atma are you? Amongst the so many different Atmas, which Atma are you? Then it is valid to ask me who I am. But there is only one Atma. So if your question is directed to the Atma, it is an irrelevant question, there being only one Atma. On the other hand, if this question is related to the five koshas, the body made up of the five koshas, then also it is equally irrelevant and meaningless because all bodies are made up of the same five elements. All bodies are made up of the same five elements. So when you come and ask me, who are you? What are you referring to? Because this five elements is that five elements. Same five elements are there everywhere. So what is so separate about me that you should ask me who I am? question, who am I? Who are you? Arthavala kekkiradhu. Ko bhavan iti. Who are you? Appadina irrelevant question, because there's only two things to consider. One Atma, other Anatma. Atma, not Atma. Atma, that which is not Atma. Not Atma does not really exist. It is only an illusion of something appearing to exist other than the Atma, which we call as Anatma. Atmadark. But let us, in the sphere of illusion, let us consider that. If you say, who are you? Since there is only one Atma, there is no need to ask that question. There is only one existence. No, I'm not asking about the Atma, I'm asking about the bodies, because there are many bodies. Since all the bodies are made up of the same thing, what is the point of asking? There are 10 pots. There are 10 pots. If you go to the pot and say, which pot are you now? Which pot? Which pot? 10 clay pots. Which pot are you now? I am clay pot. நீ என்ன பாட்டுன்னா clay pot, அவ்வளவுதானே. All the pots are clay pots, so how to tell the difference between the pots? There is no difference. So either way this question is irrelevant. So first, your question is wrong. But since you asked, I will tell you, manasa vachasa drishtya grihyate anyairapi indriyaihi ahameva na matto anyat iti buddhyadvam anjasa. Bhagavan says, that which is grasped by you, that which is perceived by you through your mind, through your speech, through your sight and all the other senses, know all of that to be me. That which you are perceiving through your mind, speech, sight and other senses, know all of that only to be only me. That there is nothing else other than me. Na matta anyat. Apart from me, there is nothing that exists. Know this truth. Easily know this truth. Actually too, he reveals something so fundamental. The question that Uddhava asked. What did Uddhava ask? The mind sees the objects get into the mind therefore sees more objects, the objects get into the mind, endless cycle, how do I get out of it? Any question? Bhagavan says, all that which you see is me alone, nothing other than me. So, the objects of the senses that your mind is seeing are all me. The impressions that are getting generated in the mind are all me. Guneshu avishate cheto gunaschetasi cha prajaha jivasya deha ubhayam gunascheto madatmanaha. Guneshu, in the sense objects, avishate chetaha, mind enters. Gunaha chetasi, and the sense objects enter into the mind. The rendu dani chonne. Prajaha, my sons, my children. Jivasya dehaha upayam madatmanaha. Both are me. Both are me. That which is outside, that which is inside, everything is only me. Apo guneshu cha avishat chittam abhikshanam gunasevaya gunaschcha chitta prabhavaha matrupa ubayam tyajet. Matrupaha ubayam tyajet. Appo enna artham? Knowing that both that which you see and that which is seeing are me, give up both, knowing it to be me. Give up both by knowing it to be me. Give up. How do you give up? How do you break this vicious cycle? You cannot break it. You cannot break it. The only way to break it is to transcend it. How do you transcend it? You transcend it by knowing that there are no such thing as sense objects. There is no such thing as my mind. Actually, it is all only Bhagavan. When you know this, you transcend this entire cycle. There is nothing left for you to break. as long as yarhi samsriti bandoyam atmano gunavrittidah mayi turye stito jahyan tyagastat chetasam tyagastat guna chetasam. Bhagavan also talks about the three states of waking, dream and sleep. The three states, these three states come and go. The Atma alone is witnessing everything, watching everything. The fourth. Three states, waking, dream, deep sleep. But all these are happening to the Atma, which is the fourth. Bhagavan says the way you transcend all these three is by recognizing the fourth. The way you transcend the mind and impressions is by recognizing me alone as existing in both their forms. The way you transcend these three is by understanding that I alone am the underlying substratum of all of these things. If you understand me, then you transcend these three. Ahankara kritam bandha atmano artha viparyayam vidvan nirvidya samsara chintam turye stitastyajet. Again, another one Bhagavan gives the same thing here. The bondage with the sense objects that we have, which is established as a result of ahankara in us, which is distracting or detracting us from the truth. Even that, how should it be done? Abandon all thoughts of all of those, the otherness of all of those, by knowing that they are all only me. Tribi is saying this. I will explain everything. I am just letting you go through all these words of Krishna. असत्वात् आत्मनो अन्येषां भावानां तत्कृताभिधा गतयो हेतवश्चास्य मृषा स्वप्नदृशो यथा. All entities other than the Atma are false. Therefore, the body and all the expansions, mind, etc., the duties that we do, all the sadhanas that we do, everything therefore is only false. What is true? The one that is seeing it alone is true, everything else is false. When you know that all these are false, the sense of a difference in them is false, that one alone exists, then you automatically transcend all of them. In this way, you got to come to that conclusion that all the different states of existence, such as dreams, waking, deep sleep, etc., are all simply appearances of that one alone. When you hold on to that one, you will no longer be bothered about these appearances or disappearances of these three things. You will remain as that. Now we will talk a little bit about it. Now, what is Bhagavan trying to say? I'll tell a story and an anecdote that will perhaps help make it easier. Papa Ramdas. Some of you may have heard of Papa Ramdas. Papa Ramdas established the Ananda Ashram. Rather, Ananda Ashram was established, Papa Ramdas was living in it. And his main devotee, disciple, Mata Krishna Bai, was also with him. Mataji Krishna Bai was with him. Mataji Krishna Bai was very devoted to Papa. For her, life itself was only Papa Ramdas. Papa. And she was trying to meditate, and she was trying to, like an all good sadhakas, doing all the right things to do sadhana with. Meditation, japa, ella. Papa Ramdas's mainstay was only the Rama Nama Japam. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. The Akhanda Nama Japam was his main sadhana. Papa Ramdas is also the guru of Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar. Papa Mataji Krishna Bai was doing all the necessary sadhana procedures, staying in the ashram. But no matter how much she was meditating, distractions will always come to her. Thoughts will always come and distract her. And she would try all kinds of means to overcome them, but no matter what, these thoughts kept on coming. It seemed impossible to get rid of thoughts. So one day, after trying on her own, she came to Papa and she said, Papa, I cannot do it. No matter how much I try, these thoughts always come and disturb me. Papa, he looked at her and said, what are those thoughts? Those thoughts are also only me. Those distractions are also only Papa or only Rama. They are also only God. So when they come, you simply think this is also God. How will it be a distraction to you? So she went and did that. She didn't do anything. Whatever came, she said, let it come. Let it come. Whatever came, until now she thought it was a distraction, taking me away, mind is getting caught. It's also God. Where is the mind going? Only to God. What is going? Only God. What is mind? God. Where is it going? To God. What is wrong? God to God. Put me. Gunaha guneshu vartantena, Bhagavan says in the Gita. Put me. God is playing with God. She transcended all thoughts. She transcended all thoughts. Ennachu, what happened? What happened here? Another story from Papa Ramdas. Papa Ramdas one morning told everybody, the devotees, last night Rama did not let Ramdas sleep. He would always refer to himself as Ramdas. He would never say I. Rama did not let Ramdas sleep last night. So they said, why Papa, what happened? Rama kept on insisting on having a chocolate. Rama kept on telling, give me chocolate, give me chocolate, give me chocolate. So people were wonderstruck. Oh, Rama must have come and asked chocolate. Yeah, modern Rama where? Treta Yuga Rama is asking for Kali Yuga chocolate. Unless they discovered chocolate in Treta Yuga already. Rama is asking for chocolate. Then what did you do, Papa? What else could Ramdas do? Ramdas had to put the chocolate into Rama's mouth, only then he will shut up. Rama came and ate chocolate from Ramdas's hands. Papa, how did you put the chocolate into Rama's mouth? Ramdas simply took the chocolate and put it into Ramdas's mouth. This is the story that he narrates. Now let's deconstruct the story. In the night, Rama did not let Ramdas sleep because he was demanding chocolate. This is what he said. We devotees thought that Rama came, Kodandapaniya, Rama with bow in hand, give me chocolate, give me chocolate, give me chocolate. That's not how it happened. That is obviously not how it happened. How did it happen? A thought arose within Papa Ramdas, I should have a chocolate. A thought arose within Papa Ramdas, oh, it would be nice to have a chocolate, because he had a habit of eating one chocolate before going to bed every day. That day he had not had it. For some reason, that day he did not have the chocolate. So when he went to bed, he said, my chocolate, where is my chocolate? I didn't eat my chocolate, I didn't eat my chocolate. But how did he see it? Not how did he say it. How did he see it? Even the thought that arises in him for a chocolate is not me having this thought. Rama wants chocolate. Rama wants a chocolate. And Rama is not letting Ramdas sleep saying, I want a chocolate, I want a chocolate, I want a chocolate. No, the desire that is coming up, the thought that is coming up, where is it coming up from? From Rama on the state, Avaroda state. If you do not reach that state, then having a mere hankering for a chocolate which is not even letting you sleep, it is a very miserable state of existence. Anal, if you reach that state, then even that hankering for a chocolate is not you hankering, because there is no you, there is only Rama. Who is hankering? Rama is hankering for a chocolate. Who is going to get the chocolate? Rama is going to get the chocolate. Into whose mouth is it going to go? Rama's mouth only. Now appearing as Ramdas. Because how did Ramdas live his life? Once, he would travel around, he had a lot of devotees everywhere. On one occasion, he was staying in somebody's house. This is before ashram and all came. He was wandering around as a wandering monk. He went and stayed in somebody's house. They were very happy to host Papa. Papa, this room is for you. We have kept this new jug of water for you. And here is an almirah, it's got some clothes for you. These books are here for you. This stick is here for you. They had given all the things that he would use, everything brand new they had bought and kept for him, for your use. So Papa Ramdas was living in that room. One night, as he was sitting and doing Ramajapa, as he would not sleep, he would simply do Ramajapa. At that time, a thief broke into that room. It really happened, thief came into that room. Initially it was quite dark, he did not see Papa Ramdas. So he quietly went and started taking everything, the alarm clock that was there, the jug that was there, the steel jug, then the clothes that were there, he was taking everything. Papa saw him. Papa Ramdas saw this fellow stealing. So when he took almost everything and he decided to go, at the time Papa Ramdas got up and said, Rama, please wait. That fellow had a shock. Somebody is there in this room, I am going to get caught. He looked at it in fear. Papa Ramdas said, Rama, you have forgotten to take these things. Take these also. Whatever he had not taken also was given. So take these also, Rama. So that fellow thought, some madcap. Good for me. Give. Do you have anything else? Yes. What else? What else does Ram want? Here, take. And he gave his shirt, gave his dhoti. He was standing in his underwear, loincloth. Everything was given away. That fellow bundled everything. Enough. You stay in your underwear. I don't want that. Leaving Papa in his loincloth, he went away. Next morning, these house people, they all come in the morning, knock the door to Papa. Good morning. When they open the door, he's sitting there in his loincloth, meditating. Room is bare. Papa, what happened? Last night Ram came and took everything away. Ramdas gave everything to Ram. He said, Papa, what did you do? A thief has come and stolen. No. Rama came. Rama gave in this form and Rama took in that form. Other than Rama, what else exists? Who else exists other than Rama in this world? You should read his autobiography that he writes. It's called In the Quest of God, In the Vision of God. In the Quest of God is book 1, if I remember right. Beautiful book. You should, if you get your hands on it, it is available online. In the Quest of God by Papa Ramdas. The experiences that he narrates of him traveling as a penniless mendicant through the trains of India, wandering about everywhere. He just goes everywhere. Nothing he has in his hand. Rama provides. Ram will provide. Ram will provide. Allah Ram will provide. Sometimes he was beaten, kicked. In the train was very crowded. He writes, the train was very crowded. The Ramdas was sitting and chanting. But then after Sunday, because Ramdas did not have a ticket, they told Ramdas to move. Ramdas got up and sat on the floor. All those Rams who were sitting there were wearing boots in their legs. And with those boots, they all gave Ramdas lot of blessings. Ramdas enjoyed those blessings. He writes. He lay curled up on the floor of the train while other people were all sitting there and they were moving their legs, and each time they would move their leg, the boot would kick him. And he writes, and they all gave several blessings to Ramdas with their... Ram gave blessings to Ramdas with his boots. Ramdas quite enjoyed it. He writes. That state of God madness in which Papa Ramdas writes that book. So beautiful. No sense of I. Only Ram everywhere. Everything was Ram. And how does he handle the situation so beautifully? On one occasion, he wants to go up in the mountains somewhere. He goes to Kashmir and he wants to go further up in the mountains. But the people whom he is staying with, they dissuade him. They say, do not go. It is very hard for you to go. You should not go. He says, no. Ram is asking me to go. I have to go. He doesn't say I. Ram is asking Ramdas to go. Ramdas has to go. So they play upon the usual thing that he says, we are also Ram. You call, we are also Ram. No. Ram is saying, don't go. Now how can you go? But Papa Ramdas says, Ram, your Maya is known to everybody. Inside Ramdas, you are telling the truth, go. But outside, you are pretending and testing to see whether Ramdas will listen to your true words. Ramdas will not fall for it. Ramdas is going. Ramdas will not fall for this. Ramdas will go. This is the state that Krishna is referring to in Hamsa Gita. All that exists is only me. Apart from me, nothing else exists. The only way in which you can transcend this duality of this world is by recognizing this truth. Father alone exists, nothing else, no one else. Chittiramum Parpanum Cherpadamum Aruliyum Athanayum Tanam Avan. Everything is only him. This so-called I, the so-called ego, is also only him. The only way to get rid of this ego is by recognizing this ego is also him. Otherwise, how will you get rid of this ego? The ego him, he alone exists. When he alone is there, then what is this? Who is this I? What can this I be? Bhagavan says, inge cholra, ena tavirthu asatvat atmanaha anyesham. The idea that there is something other than the Atma, adu mrisha, adu false. Mrisha swapna drisha yathan. It is as false as a dream is false. I alone exist. Nothing other than me exists in this world. The fundamental truth is Hamsa Gita annu solrathu. Adile edella included, what are all included in this அப்படின்னா, the objects of the world and the impressions of the objects of the world, me. The ahankara and the identification with the body, etc., me. Dream, waking, deep sleep, me, on me, witnessed by me, mere fictitious states upon me. Yavat nanartha pumso na nivarteta yuktibihi. As long as you do not cross over, get rid of this idea of multiplicity in this world where I alone exist, so long you are only a person who is dreaming, even though you may appear awake. Swapne jagaranam yatha. It is like waking up inside the dream, not real waking up. You are dreaming that you are dreaming and that you have woken up. Dream liye, the dream. Inside the dream, you see that you have fallen asleep, you are having a dream, and then you wake up. But all of it is still inside in the dream. Is it a real awakening? It is not a real awakening. The awakening is also happening in the dream only. Like this Jagrata Avastha, this waking, we are saying, no, I am not dreaming, I am awake. It is also a dream. You are dreaming that you are in the waking stage inside the bigger dream. What is the bigger dream? The perception of multiplicity is the bigger dream. That there are many is the bigger dream. There is only one, there is not many. As long as we think there are many, as long as we think there are so many different people, this is all only a dream. What gives rise to the idea that there are so many different people? First, I have to exist as a different person, only then there are so many different people. The differences are all with respect to me. Puriyartha, do you understand? Ramana Bhagavan used to narrate a story. There was a rishi called Ribu, and he had a disciple, Nidagan, or a disciple. The disciple was very devoted to the Guru, so the Guru wanted to teach the highest truth to him. Then one day he went in disguise to the Guru's place, the disciple's place. By the time a royal procession was going, the king was seated on an elephant and he was going in a procession. And the disciple was looking at the procession along with everybody else. The Guru went behind him. He had covered himself up. He went behind him and said, "What is going on?" A procession is going on. Who is going in the procession? A king is going in the procession. Where is the king? The king is seated on the elephant. Guru is asking these questions, Nidaga is answering. The king is seated on the elephant. Which is the elephant and which is the king? This fellow was getting annoyed by all the questions this man was asking. Elephant is below, king is above. Elephant is below, king is above. What is below and what is above? The man became so angry. He jumped and climbed down to his Guru's shoulders without knowing it was his Guru. He climbed down to his Guru's shoulders and said, "You are below, I am above." Can you understand? You are below, I am above. The Guru said, "Who are you and who am I?" The moment he heard these words, he realized who had come. He fell down at the feet of the Guru and understood the truth. Everything is with respect to something else, relative to something else. Because I, therefore you. Because below, therefore above. Because elephant, then king. So he was trying to get rid of the differences. So finally when he said, I am above, you are below, and he asked him the question, who are you and who am I? Apo he realized, if I do not exist as a separate entity, you all cannot exist as separate entities. I have to, then only you can. Yuktayanu yuktibihi nu solran. Bhagavan says, first understand through discrimination and through reasoning. First, understand through discrimination and reasoning. What abdinna? That there is only one. Experience of that will come later. First, understand that there is only one. There is only one. Now hold on to this understanding. Chumma talayadna poradu. Oh, there is only one. Very well. Now what? Adan theriyume. If you have understood there is only one, until you experience that there is only one, now start living your life as though there is only one. As though, adan truth. Now live your life knowing that there is only one. How do I live my life knowing that there is only one? Like Papa Ramdas did. Rama is insisting on chocolate. Rama wants to take away the jug and the clock and the watch and the spectacles. Spectacles irundhudu. He had reading glasses with which he used to read. He said, Rama, take these also. That fool also took it and went, Sherry, boy, but the gas is நம்ம கண்ணாடியில் என்ன கூட வேற காத்துடுவோம். அது எப்படி அந்த ஸ்திதி? What is the state? Ramana Bhagavan used to love one story as well. It comes in the talks. Sant Namdev. Namdev, one of the Maharashtrian saints in Pandharpur, was, some people believe he was the incarnation of Uddhava. Uddhava became Namdevni Chilwa because he was like a friend to Vithala. Panduranga used to come and talk to him, play with him, eat with him, do all kinds of things like he did with Uddhava. So he was revered as a great saint in Pandharpur. At that time when he was living was a golden age because there were so many different Jnanis and Mahatmas at the same time. Jnaneshwar Maharaj, Namdev Maharaj, Gora Kumbhar, who was a potter. Jnaneshwar's other three siblings, Nivritinath, Sopan, Muktabai. Namdev's own servant Janabai was also a great saint in her own rights. So many saints were all there. These saints all got together one day for a gathering, a mela. ஏன்னா அங்கே பண்டர்பூரில் அப்படி தான் இருக்கும். டாய் டாய் சந்த் மிலாலே. All the saints get together and then they do, what do they do அப்படின்னா? They have a big bazaar going on. When all these saints get together, they have a big marketplace going on and they sell a lot of things in that market. Saints, what do they sell? Namancha bazaar Pandhari, Namancha bazaar, Namancha bazaar Pandhari, Namancha bazaar, Namancha bazaar Pandhari, Namancha bazaar. What is the bazaar? Panduranga, Vithala, Vithala, Vithala. And the selling is always Vithala only. Everywhere, everybody is selling Vithala, Vithala, Vithala. So it looks as though a big bazaar is happening. When all of them are calling out the name of the Lord, it sounds as though some marketplace is there with everybody selling their wares. So all these saints had gotten together. After lunch, they were all sitting together for some bit of discussion and fun. Jnaneshwar said as a joke, Gora Kumbhar was a potter. So he said, "Oh potter Gora, how do you test if your pots are fully baked?" So he said, "I bake a pot and then I take it up in my hand, turn it upside down and wrap it with my knuckles. If it is fully baked, it will make a nice ting 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 sound. If it is not fully baked, it will make a thud 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 sound. That is how I tell whether my pots are baked or not." But then Jnaneshwar said to him, look around, there are so many pots here. Where are the pots now? All our heads are like pots, no? Like a neck and then a head, like a pot. So many pots are there. Can you tell, check and see which pots are fully baked and which are half baked? Who are sitting there? All these saints are sitting there. So Gaura Kumbhar says, no problem, I will test. And he comes to Jnaneshwar and raps him on the head. Tongue. Jnaneshwar puts his head forward like this. Tongue. Fully baked. Goes to the next one, gives a rap. Fully baked. Fully baked. Fully baked. Namdev's turn comes. When he comes near Namdev, Namdev says, oi, stop. Who do you think I am? What is this rapping in my head business? Leave me be. No, don't count me for this game. Don't rap my head. So then Gaura Kumbhar said, half baked. Everybody burst out laughing. Namdev could not take this insult. It was too insulting for him. So he ran from there and went into the temple. What was his relationship with Panduranga? If he calls, Panduranga will appear. So he went right inside and called, hey Vithoba. So Panduranga appeared. Namya, what happened? And then what happened? They all made fun of me, they all bullied me, they all called me half-baked. You have to give an explanation to me, you have to provide an account for it. Panduranga said, they are right. What can I do? They are also, what they are saying is right. You are half-baked. Namdev became very angry. He said, what do you mean I am half-baked? Who else can see you like this, talk to you like this, experience you like this? I alone can experience you like this. Then how can you say I am half-baked? If you want to know this truth, you need to go to a guru. A guru will explain it to you. You go to the guru. Why do I need a guru? I am talking to you. Listen to me. If you want to know, you need a guru. Okay, where should I go? Go to this so-and-so village. There is a person there. He lives in a Shiva temple. Changdev his name is. You go and get the truth from him. So he ran. Namdev went to that house, to the village. Asked, where is this person? Where is this person? He is went to Changdev. He went inside the Shiva temple. It's a very small local Shiva temple. Nothing big. One room, one Shivalingam, Nandi opposite. That's about it. And he saw this old man there and he thought this must be Changdev. But when he went inside, to his surprise, he saw this old man was reclining. He was sleeping with his legs lifted and put on the top of the Shivalingam. He had placed his legs on top of the Shivalingam. So Namdev could not bear it. He said, what kind of a man is this? He woke him up and said, you old man, are you blind? Do you know where you are keeping your feet? You are keeping them on Shivalingam. He said, I am old, son. I don't know. I came, I put my foot somewhere and I slept. Is it on Shivalingam? Then can you do me a favor? You move my feet to where it is not. Okay. Actually, he lifted the foot and placed it near it. At the moment he put the foot down, a Shivalingam rose from the earth and supported his 2 feet. Namdev was shocked. He put the feet in another direction. Again, a Shivalingam rose from there and supported his feet. By now he realized, he fell at the feet and said, please teach me, please guide me. No. So then Changdev got up and said, so Vithoba sent you here. We need to be given these demonstrations of some extra knowledge to believe. What is the greatest knowledge? The knowledge that one alone exists is the greatest knowledge. Beyond that, what other greater omniscience can exist in this world? Omniscience na enartham, omni na one enartham. The word omni means one. Omniscience means science is knowing. Omniscience means the science of knowing one. Not all knowing illa. Knowing that there is only one. That's real omniscience. So he falls at his feet and he says, teach me. Changdev says, what is there to teach you? Did you not see? Have I not been teaching you already? Where is he not? Since you still associate him with one name and one form in the temple, the saints declared you as half-baked. He alone exists. Apart from him, nothing else exists. When you realize this truth, you also are fully baked. He stayed there, served that Guru for a while and returned to Pandharpur. When he came back, he did not go to the temple, he simply sat in his own house, adoring Vithala in his heart. Panduranga knew that Namdev had returned to Pandharpur but had not come to the temple, so Panduranga went to Namdev's house. Namya, Kare, why did you not come to see me? Namdev said, Ranga, stop playing with me. Andru naan pirandilai, pirandapin marandilai, நின்றதும் இருந்ததும் கிடந்ததும் என் நெஞ்சுளே ன்னு Alvar says. I ran everywhere. The Alvar says, I ran everywhere seeking you. You are in this temple reclining. You are in that temple sitting. You are in this temple standing. Abdina, I went everywhere. In those days when I ran everywhere, I was not truly born. After I have been truly born, I have never forgotten. What now? You are sitting, you are standing, you are reclining in my heart alone. Which is the real Panduranga? Antaryami is the real Panduranga. The one in this heart is the real Panduranga. But Panduranga is not restricted only to this heart. The one who is in every heart is Panduranga only. Panduranga said, fully baked, fully baked. Actually, he went back. The story continues that one day he was sitting there outside in his courtyard eating chapati. His wife had made chapati and she had kept a little container of ghee next to the chapati to apply the ghee on the chapati to eat, to make it soft and nice and tasty. But just as he was taking the chapati, a dog suddenly came and took the chapati and ran away. When the dog ran away, Namdev took this cup of ghee and ran behind the dog. Vittal, wait, I have not applied ghee on it yet. Let me apply the ghee and then you can have it. And he ran behind the dog. என்ன அர்த்தம்? One alone exists. That alone has taken all these forms. If God is my wife, if God is my children, if God is my parents, can I get attached to them? Even if I do get attached to them, who am I getting attached to? To God alone. But hang on, wait a minute. If God is my wife, if God is my children, if God is my parents, who am I then? Who am I then? Did God choose to become everything in this world except me? Am I also then not God? When I am also God, then where is the question of bondage and for whom? Baddhanan ennumatte bandhamukti sindanegal. Baddhanar என்று பார்க்கும் கால் நித்திய முக்தன் முன் நிற்க. Bhagavan says in உள்ளது 40, as long as I think I am bound, then the questions of bondage and liberation arise. But when I actually inquire who is bound, I find the supreme truth standing in front of me. The supreme truth is standing in front of me, which is eternally free. Then where is the question of bondage? Where is the question of liberation? So, how do we transcend this Maya? Don't become attached to family, don't become attached to children, don't become attached to wife, don't become attached. Now he's saying, what is he saying now? He is not saying become attached to husband, become attached to wife. He is not saying that. Recognize that also to be the Brahman. There is no question of attachment at all. You will not become attached. You cannot become attached. On what basis are you becoming attached? What basis are you becoming attached to somebody? This is my so and so. Only then you can become attached. My wife, my husband, my child. Me, my child. Me, my husband. Me, my wife. Only then you will be able to become attached. When only one is there, how can there be attachment? When the knowledge that there is only one is there, the question of attachment itself does not arise. High level philosophy. Does it mean then it is a license for living a life of an absolute libertine? Everything is God. Take a piece of chocolate and say, I am going to have a bit of God today. I am very devoted to God. Apdi pannalama? Can we do it like that? Na? That is obviously stupid. Because is chocolate only chocolate is God, is it? Poison also is God. Poison also is equally God. Will you be able to accept poison then? Prahlada did. Prahlada saw everything as God, he accepted poison also as God. Meera did. Meera said everything is Krishna. Rana gave poison. Rana ne vish diya mano amrit piya. Meera Govind Gopal gaane lagi. वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी. Rana gave poison, Meera drank that thinking it is Amritam. Ella Amrita, ella Krishna Swarupam. And it became Krishnamaya. Appo there is no likes and there can be no dislikes. Adartham. What is the real meaning when I said intellectually first to hold and understand everything is God, then live your life like that. What does it mean to live my life like that? No, live without any likes and dislikes, because when everything is God, what is there for me to like and what is there for me to dislike? If everybody is God, who is there for me to praise and who is there for me to criticize? Ella Bhagavat Swarupam. Yeah, what is there to do? Nothing is there to do. Iduthaan tannazhippu. Because when you realize everything is God, you have destroyed yourself, you have destroyed your identity, your limited identity is gone. Once that has gone, what is there for you to do? You can't praise anybody, you can't criticize anybody, you can't tell anything to anybody, you can't do anything to anybody. ஒன்றும் பண்ணுறதுக்கு இல்லையே. என்னை உள்ளது ஒன்று ஏற்றுவதற்கு what is there left for you to do? எல்லாம் பகவத் சொல் சும்மா இருப்பதே மேல். தூஷ்ணீம் பபூவா. Bhagavan tells Uddhava, therefore, knowing that I alone exist, stay still. Be still. Know that I am God. Be still. That stillness itself is the truth. Be silent. That silent itself is the self. Nothing to do. Nobody to do it to. A Muslim professor came and asked Ramana Bhagavan, you say everything is one, then why did you write hymns in praise of Arunachala? And Bhagavan said, since everything is one, the one who wrote those praises also is Arunachala only. How can there be a difference? The hymn and him are all Arunachala only. Himatrayam. Ella Arunachala Swarupam. We'll stop here. Go for our lunch, and after lunch, the evening session 5:30. The finale for the Saptaham. We'll come back, see a little bit more of this Uddhava Gita, and then finish off with Rukmini Kalyan. Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda.